Well, I have to say, I'm feeling pretty lucky.
hits.
2 box Hamish.
2 box, 2 hits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not bad though. I mean, I love
2 hit Hamish.
Yeah, I haven't been this lucky since Monarch. I don't think.
You got the Cold 4 library in Monarch, didn't you? We talk about these Cold 4 libraries all the time, I swear.
Yeah,
You do. I mean, it comes up every now and then.
Yeah, my
I'm
Cold
still
4
jealous.
library pool is.
Simon's just jealous.
Yeah, I know.
I still have a case of first edition Monarch stuck away somewhere.
Dude,
so
you're
maybe
still
it's in
winning.
there.
You're winning.
Maybe it's in there.
I traded my
Best
Cold
part is,
4. I traded my library for a rainbow foil Art Night Shadow, and we talked about this 20 episodes ago. I know, but I traded it with Finbar and a load of Majestics from for Oldham of all people. I don't know. I was just. I still don't think
you were desperate for a shard. That's what you.
Yeah,
were.
there was no way I was going to buy it. But anyway,
Shards are super expensive now as well.
I know.
I was just going to say, Hamish, it's pretty impressive that you actually managed to open both of your good cards.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't record yourself opening the trench, but you did record yourself opening the. Well, maybe you can check it out. You can watch our live stream if you want to.
Yeah.
What I did find funny is.
Do you want to throw the content in the bin?
Yeah.
I did find funny is the contrasting fortunes of Hamish and Tripp. Normally, Hamish and Tripp are both like since the Monarch days, they've both been like relatively okay on openings, and now Hamish has gone one extreme and Tripp's gone the other.
I've been really bad. Like I've got two
I'm in the
sets
middle
now.
Yeah.
What was the last set? Dynasty.
Yeah.
Didn't open opened a case. Didn't open the legendary, and then this set opened a case and a box. Case and a box. Thank you, Living Realms, for giving us.
Yeah. Thank you, Living Realms.
Didn't open a legendary again.
Oh.
I mean, I've timed it relatively well because the legendaries seem to have been a bit more low impact than they used to be back in the day.
Yeah,
I would say, and I did really well out of Uprising. I got I got a load of good stuff from Uprising, so that's kind of good.
But you buy a case every set.
It feels weird not opening an L, and now I'm starting to second guess myself. I'm like, can I open an L? Is it? Have I just lost it?
Well, no. The odds were never in your favor.
I'm just not expecting it anymore. I'm just like, it's never going to happen again.
Tripp,
had my glory days. I'm washed up.
You're saying that you're not getting an L every second pack?
Okay, technically, I have opened an L recently, but I don't want to talk about that because I've got a new series.
There's a reason he doesn't want to talk about that.
Yeah, well, okay. So it's not all it's not all sad, is it? So
it's kind of sad, isn't it? But it's just the way it goes, though, isn't it? Like, I mean, we should do a bit. Let's do a bit of home news, but circle round back to
we'll come back round to the
packs. I know because there's some weird stuff going on.
I know. Well, I think we're forgetting ourselves. We're forgetting our order.
There's other people. I've got loads of family who listen to this podcast who really don't care about Flesh and Blood.
I know.
And they want the real.
They want the reason why they're here. Okay, well, before we do home news,
a clear point where they can stop listening because we're no longer going to talk about.
Come on.
No, Hamish, you've jumped ahead too far.
No, we do. No, beer time now. Trust me, home news is good.
I haven't finished my tea yet.
Oh, come on, just crack it, mate. God. I haven't finished my tea.
That is a lovely earthenware mug.
What is that? A plant pot?
It's a mug.
Ladies and gentlemen, oh no, it has got a handle, but
Nikki
does look like
would be very impressed.
It's a lovely mug.
If they would like that, actually, and that is a good mug. I like that too.
Did Kate buy those mugs?
It's actually made by a friend of Kate's who does pottery.
Even better.
Mug.
Pottery.
Pottery.
Where do you live, Tripp, again?
I live in London, mate.
Oh, yeah.
London.
Okay. I live in Northamptonshire. Whereabouts?
I grew up in southeast Kent, so
pottery.
Tripp and I actually grew up about half an hour away from each other.
Yeah, I know. Well, you don't know if this is your first episode. Anyway, if this is your first episode, I can
start dropping my T's again if you want me to actually sound like we're. But
yeah,
all right, mate.
Listen to too much BBC English in my life.
So I think everyone drops their T's, don't they? Because even in Kettering,
don't drop your tea. Your laptop will die.
Go on, then. Come on.
Your beer.
No. We've got to.
Hamish, what are you drinking?
Oh, thank you, Simon. So I have brought. I think I've got the final beer of my Christmas beer, but I've got an Erdinger.
An Erdinger.
An Erdinger.
Nice
even
beer.
better.
Erdinger.
An Erdinger.
I do like this podcast because Simon teaches me how to actually pronounce a lot of these beers, and I pretend that I know, but at the same time, I probably would have pronounced it like.
I don't know if I'm saying it right. I just say it with confidence.
You are right.
with fine yeast, 5.4%, and that's all you're getting from me.
I love how we always say how much alcohol.
Well, no, Simon has beaten it into us, everyone.
Simon way, isn't it? Yeah.
Out of interest, if you've ever seen the Erdinger Blue Label 0 alcohol beer, it's not labelled as a beer; it's labelled as an isotonic drink.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like I really should get my
really
little glass for this, but Simon, what are you drinking? You can tell everyone while I go get my glass.
So while Hamish has gone for a Weiss beer, I've done a Hamish and I've gone for a Utopia British Lager.
Oh, that's good.
With a lovely Boudica and Boadicea, whatever. And some cows on the front.
That
and a lion and anyway, it's made.
It looks like a British beer.
It's a naturally brewed with 100% British ingredients. It's 4.7% lager by Utopian Brewing, and they are based in. Where are you? Come on. Aha!
Top tier comedy today.
Yeah.
The point.
Yeah.
Bow, Devon.
Lovely.
Bow or Bow?
It's probably Bow, right? B-O-W. Yeah.
If anyone lives in that
Bow
place
Road in London, right? Let us know. It's probably Bow.
Let us know. It's probably Bow. Right. What about you, Mr. No Legendaries Bloom?
Yeah. Well, I am drinking a fiercely sublime black IPA by Fierce.
I like a black IPA.
I think it's Fierce Brewing. Yeah, I know. Yeah, something like that. Fierce beer in brewed in Scotland. It's another IPA. After this is what I was going to drink last week before we got the lovely beer from Metal Fab Tokens, but going to crack it open now. This is also my last of my Christmas beers, Hamish.
What? You've had loads. That was only only a couple of episodes ago.
Been busy. Been stressed.
Jesus Christ.
Stressful job recently. So
have you got a new job or something?
Well, I got a new job last year, but
it's now picked up.
You know how it goes.
I know how it goes.
Everyone suddenly realizes that you're important, and then have a lot of work to do. Cheers, guys.
God, this one's good.
Done a terrible job there. It's gone all fizzy on me.
Looks like another Coca-Cola, but it is indeed a port.
Black IPA.
An IPA.
This one is double maturity method.
It's a Weiss beer. See if Hamish likes Weiss beer as much as he likes stout.
I do. There's something about it. It's very sweet.
Every time someone does that, it reminds me of the ice cream taster.
I rate it. Anyway, right.
That's a 10.
Let's go.
So should we do home news?
Home news.
Should do home news.
Home news. Home news. All right. Okay. So who's Tripp? I want you to start.
Yeah, I don't normally start home news. Well, I've not really been up to much. Well, I've been on a lot of tournaments.
Come on, you got to do something. You got to done something.
I did
no, not fab.
But that's what I've been doing.
Now, come on, something you and Kate did. I don't know. Did she drop something? What?
Tree fell down on our building.
There you go. There's something
significant.
No, it wasn't that big a deal. I helped. Oh, well, I didn't help. I solely cut it down in the end because it was hanging over the fence. That was an interesting morning.
So you did some tree surgery, is what you're saying?
I did some tree surgery. Yeah, officially a lumberjack now. I woke up and the WhatsApp chat for the building was people going crazy. They weren't really going that crazy, and I was like, I will deal with it. And I went out with my suckers.
Man,
I can imagine it's all these people talking, and you went, like, you said nothing, and then you went, I will deal with this. Everyone's like, oh, my hero.
I can do this.
Like, people were going to call the council. Was going to get someone to chop it down. I was like, no, it'd be fine. So
I went out. Fine. I'll deal with it.
I've got a trampoline. I've got a saw.
I must be the only one in London with tools. I guess that's just like people.
Is that a claim? Are you claiming you are the only one in London?
Like maybe the only millennial in London with tools.
Okay.
What, no one has a screwdriver or a saw or something.
I use them all. I don't have a proper saw, and I was thinking that when I went out to cut down a tree. If I had a proper
saw, how did you cut down a tree without
Honestly, it was just hanging
It's
on by a
teeth.
thread, so I just cut it with some suckateurs, as I said earlier.
I love
Any
that word.
Any excuse
Suckateurs.
to say the word suckateurs more than
Suck it to her.
suck it to it.
Suck it to me.
But it looked it appeared more impressive than it was, and everyone was very
What she
kind
said.
to me for doing it. Yeah, exactly. You know, if you
You're like the
gotta
office,
blag
aren't
it,
you?
right?
That's what she said. All right.
So I guess
My
that's
level of
why that's
humour.
Okay. What about
but
you?
apparently we can't talk about that.
No. What about you, Dr. Robotnik?
Dr. Robotnik.
Literally a doctor.
Well, got to go fast.
No, you are. Every time I see Jim Carrey in Sonic,
Yeah, that's it.
it's
That's
you.
He based it on me.
No, but
he
you got to
me.
get your mustache, like, you know, the real twirl, a real good twirl. Like, I know it's fake, you know, but that must take a hell of a lot of effort. We should talk about that one day.
Wax in it. If I put enough wax in it, I can do it.
All right, go on. What about you?
So, I don't want to talk about what's been happening in the last week or so. I want to look forward to Wednesday, which is my 10th wedding anniversary.
Wow, 10 years.
Wow.
All
right, Owen.
That's a long time.
So
what?
10 years.
10 years married, and I've got
decade of being married.
It's only a week or so. A week until it's 20 years been together. 20 years.
Jesus
20
Christ! You're
That's a long time.
You're 5 years. People have been
old
done
are
for
you, Simon?
murder.
You know how old I am.
He's
You don't have to say it
35.
on the podcast, but
No, I'm not 35.
God.
He's 34.
That is
Yeah,
an error.
Are you
I'm not
30?
Oh, higher or lower?
No, he's higher because he's a bit older than me.
Higher?
Higher.
Higher or lower? He's 34 this year, turning 35.
Nope.
No, he's 36 this year.
Well, think if
He's
it's been 20
36.
years, what year did he meet his lady wife?
In 90. Oh, 90.
1980.
and during the war.
38,
2000 and I'm going to guess it in 20. Oh, hang on, you can figure that
this
out.
must be great listening.
20
if
years.
you want to know Simon's age, comment on the video and he might tell you.
He's 36.
Anyway, so 10th wedding anniversary, 20 years together, and we are going to a steak restaurant called Tomahawk. I don't know if you've ever.
I actually heard of that.
I think it's a chain, and I'm very much looking forward to consuming some Wagyu beef.
Going with the kids or
no?
Oh no, Tripp. You don't go with the kids. Not if you want to go and have a nice time at a restaurant.
I just what your home news is going to be about.
You don't go to a restaurant with kids. Not if you want to have a nice one.
What could possibly go wrong, Hamish? If you take your children to a restaurant.
Well, I don't want to steal your restaurant thunder here, old Jim Carrey. But my home news.
You'll find I'm a young Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey, you're Ace Ventura, Jim Carrey.
I'd take that.
Yeah, that was his prime. You're in your prime. There you go. I'm nice, aren't I? Right, my home news. So I went. I tell you what, yesterday I thought it was actually I had a lot of decent home news to give, and I actually had a few things that were quite funny. I only remember.
Then it got trumped.
Well, no, there was some other good stuff, but anyway, so I went to a restaurant. So if you have seen my tweet or probably a photo on Discord, there is a photo.
You tweet it?
Yeah. Well, no. So just like
nothing sacred.
Well, I tweeted it right with a sensitivity warning on it because I'm considerate. I don't want people to actually.
Yeah, well, if someone was eating.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Anyway, so I went to a restaurant. It was my sister-in-law, or my wife's sister's birthday, so we all went, and it was all good, all fine, all is well. We order our meals and everything. My lovely daughter Freya, who is 2, going to be 3 very soon, gets her little chicken nuggets and chips. All is well in the land. I go off to get my carvery. I haven't had a carvery in ages.
Love a carvery.
Had a large carvery as well. 3 bits of beef, a bit of gammon, and I pile on that cheese sauce. Oh, this is getting good. Looking forward to this. Little plate though. Don't know why. Right, so tucking in. And Freya's already smashed the chicken nuggets down. I'm like, yeah, she loves the chicken nuggets. And then she was fucking about with the balloon for a bit. And then, just as I was halfway through my carvery, bless her little heart, she said, "Oh, Daddy." And she started crying. So, "Oh dear, what's up? Have you bit your tongue again?" "No, my belly's sore." "Oh, bless your heart. Come here, come here." So, no, Faye said, "Come here." No, I'll get her out. And then she was like, "Oh," and I don't know, something with me. I was like, "Oh, but come here. Come here." And I held her. And I went, "You're okay." Okay.
Where did it end up, Hamish?
All over me. Not on my carvery, thank fuck for that. So, all over me. I was like thinking, "Oh, that's one fucked Primark top." All right, come on. Come on, it's all fine. It's fine. It's fine. She's like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Oh, shit, the bed." Off I go. Got to get to the toilet real quick. Oh, shit, it's the ladies' toilet. I don't give a fuck.
Is it like The Exorcist? Is it just
I saw, when you see it, cut like the gob's open and the sick is incoming, you can see the sick. Yeah. And then we're in the toilet. Here comes Faye. Tears rolling down her eyes. I've got a fucking bib of sick on me. And then Faye's mum's coming in, and then these women are coming in the toilet going, "What's going on?" I'm just taking sick off of me. And I sat there, and then in the end, luckily I had a top underneath my Primark top, so I took that off. But it's a fucking white top, so I still got the bile of wetness. And I was see through. And I just
a wet t-shirt competition with bile.
Yeah, using Freya's sick. Then I just thought, fuck it, I'm just going to carry on eating my carvery.
Good for you for finishing your carvery.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna let that go to waste.
Yeah, so that was that was yesterday.
Wow.
I'll tell you what, you can tell it does quite well. There's a lot of tweets coming back, and you can tell when they're dads.
Yeah,
it's very
I love
funny.
Everyone's got an anecdote of when your child completely messed you up.
Mm-hmm. Have you got them as well, Simon?
My favourite is when you pick up the child, give them they're still in nappies, and I'm sure Darcy did this to me when she was about 1.5, 2. You pick them up, you give them a big cuddle, and then you're like, why is my
shoulder
arm
and
wet?
back wall?
Or no, my arm's wet, and then you pick them up, turn them around, there's this brown streak up the back from the nappy where they've just like completely outstripped the capacity of the nappy. I don't think we ever had it come quite out the top of the baby grove. But when it just tracks up the back.
Well, I had mine not so literally. I must have been Saturday. Freya said, "I want to wear a dress," and Faye said, "No, don't put them in bloody dresses." Just still potty training. I said, "No, I'll be fine. We're all this bloody dress once. Might as well fucking use it, right?" Well, Faye goes shopping. Oh man, she ain't wearing a fucking dress ever again. Whole fucking dress is covered in shit.
Talking about
and then
that,
I'm trying to have oh my god, she's sitting there watching Peppa Pig and just nothing, literally nothing, doing this. Yeah. Come on, Daddy Pig. I'm trying to sort poo, and I'm just running, and I'm trying to do the washing. I'm trying to put the washing out. I'm trying to deal with poo everywhere.
You've just reminded me of something I think I've locked in my memory, just tried to hide away. And we put Darcy down for a nap. About an hour later, she wakes up crying, and you go up there, and it's like a dirty protest scene. She's pooed in a nappy.
St. Mary's Hospital.
She was of an age, I can't remember how long ago this was. She must have been about 16, 18 months. And she's obviously had a poo in a nappy. She's worked out how to take the nappy off.
Oh, fuck's
sake. And then she's spread it on the bed, all over.
Okay, who's laughing and who's annoyed? And what time is it?
Oh, yeah. What?
So who's laughing out of you two?
What, when we walked in?
Yeah.
I was laughing. Nikki was annoyed. Yeah.
Yeah. Because, and then what
time?
It
was the same. It's reversed. It was mid-afternoon. So it's not like, I think if it had been early hours of the morning, I would have been really annoyed.
I don't think anyone's laughing.
No.
Tripp.
I managed to see the bright side.
Tripp's
oh my god.
No. I know you don't have any kid news, but does this Does this make you want to have kids?
No, not in the slightest.
I will say
Sorry,
though.
I think I meant to say something along the lines of, no, of course. I can't wait.
Not everyone wants to have children. That's fine.
No,
I don't want children.
No,
yeah, but this sounds dreadful. So,
if you just want to spend your money on trading card games all the time,
I was good. I was like pretty keen, but after this conversation,
not now.
It's the best bits.
Every time I hear you two guys talk about it, like basically adds another like 6 to 12 months.
I can.
But then you bring it back. You bring it back. You take.
There is
time
one.
away,
No, honestly, it's unbeatable. When I put her to bed, we do our little routine. She says, "Good night, Daddy Pig," and I go, "Good night, Freya Pig." She goes to bed, and then she says, every night, "I love you, Daddy," and "Good night." I say, "I love you, Freya."
There you go.
I sit down with her. I put on something on my phone just because I want to watch something, and she sits there just having a little watch with me. And deep down in my head, Faye, my wife's going, "For fuck's sake, stop watching shit." Blah 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 blah. You know, I'm gonna have lights off, whatever. I don't give a shit. And then we're watching our stuff, and then I turn around, and we always do this. Like the little light that's just shining on our faces. So I turn and look at her, and I know she'll look at me, and she just does this. Okay, and then we just give her a little kiss, and I'm just like, throw up on me every day. Well, not every day, but throw up on me most days. I don't care because there's just the love the kids give you is better than any cold foil. Close.
Yeah, totally. Better than when they become
even better than the extended art.
Become all angsty, right?
Well, I don't know. That's about 3 smiles.
Anyway, I haven't been completely put off yet. So,
good.
Despite all the shit.
And sick.
And vomit, yeah.
Let's talk about something that's not
and tantrums.
What would you like to talk about, Tripp?
Dinner everywhere.
I don't know. Should we talk about Fab?
Should we talk about Flesh and Blood?
Right.
What about the BS? What's it called? The BSS, the Battlestar Saga,
and shit. So now let's talk about Flesh and Blood.
Battlestar Saga had their Vegas event.
Oh, who cares?
Oh, sorry.
Not the right name, is it?
Actually, I'd rather get thrown up on. Let's talk about Flesh and Blood.
It's funny. I really don't care about any other card. Like, I don't play or care about any other card game. But
Warhammer has a new edition. Warhammer 40k has a new edition coming out.
What's that, Hamish?
Warhammer 40k.
Oh, what?
The new edition.
Oh, it's 10th edition. So they're doing the 10th edition on the core rules. And
40k.
Yeah.
They're bringing back fantasy, right?
The old
non-Age of Sigmar. They're bringing back Bretonnians, right?
Yeah, you hope so, but we don't know really what.
Hey, I would actually be keen for that. I always wanted. I couldn't afford them because I was a child, but I used to read White Dwarf and be like,
Did you?
I wish I could afford this. Yeah, I used to pick them up at like boot fairs and stuff.
Well, you know that I play a lot of Age of Sigmar at the club.
Yeah, I never really got into it at the right time. I never really was into it when I had money, so it never ended up happening. I don't have the space for that kind of hobby, but I loved Bretonnians, just knights, and especially
if it comes out, if it comes out, are you actually going to pick up some Bretonnians?
Don't have the space for.
You don't need much space.
Painting it and stuff. I think you don't quite understand how much space.
No, I don't tell me how much. I used to be a massive model collector. You could do it.
Nah, it's too much money. I can only afford Fab at the moment. I would say.
Just stop buying cases. Anyway, I don't want to advocate stop buying.
But I get such an amazing discount with Living Realms as I'm not a patron, but we also have a discount, but 5% off on top of existing discounts, which is actually pretty sweet.
Yeah. So if you're not a patron, you should be a patron, and then thank you for Living Realms for your awesome discount code, and being a patron gets you 5% off, like Tripp said.
And if you want to see us opening our Living Realms boxes, go and check out our YouTube channel. So
we got a video that Simon did, and Hamish did a live stream, and my box opening will be in this series I'm working on, so you'll be able to check that out over the next week or so.
Cool.
So
what's on the news?
As with our mixed fortunes, I gather from the world of social media that there have been very, very mixed fortunes in opening cases due to some possible print distribution errors.
Well, I think when people say they didn't get a legendary in their case, I would say that was slightly unfortunate. But was that actually is that wildly out of?
No.
That's not new. That's
probably normal, right?
Some people some people think they're guaranteed a legendary if you open a case that's
I
sealed.
mean, the odds are good, but
that's never been the case. Yeah, odds. So I think at the moment, with combined cold foil, rainbow foil rates, I think there are approximately 1.5 legendaries per case on average of outsiders.
Well, that wasn't the case for some. That was like 1.5 packs.
not if you were in Portland, Oregon. I think there was a case where they opened 37 or 40 legendaries in a case.
No, I don't know if it was. No, I don't think it was that much. But I saw the video of where one guy opened up a box, and he said after the first 3 legendaries, and then his next pack he just cracked open. There was another legendary. I was like, wow, okay. Next pack wasn't. The next pack was another legendary. I was like, okay. This whole taking pictures of someone saying I've got all these legendaries in a box or a case. I thought, oh, whatever. That's kind of. I started off as a bit BS, I think.
Cool. Yeah.
And then that video just went, okay.
That's real.
That's real crazy.
So I think what's rumored to have happened, for those who haven't have heard,
I love a rumor,
is that the wrong uncut sheet got loaded into the hopper. So it should have been a sheet of rainbow foil common cards, but actually it was a sheet of, or multiple sheets of rainbow foil legendary cards. So whenever a rainbow foil common should have been in the pack, they got a legendary. But whenever it was a rainbow foil majestic or rare, they got that instead. So that would explain why there were so many in those cases. We've only seen a couple of cases been affected by this. Now, obviously, with the world of social media, we hear about it now. If this had happened 10 years ago, even, it probably would have stayed quiet for a bit longer.
No, you'd hear rumors, but no one would believe them.
Yes.
There would be no evidence. And we'd have exactly the same reaction that I had as well when I first saw it. And I was like, well, someone's just pissing about, basically.
Yeah.
And then we've seen actual recordings, and now we know it's true. Now, the question is like, does it matter?
No.
I mean, it's an interesting thing that's happened. We all kind of agree, and always isn't that interesting?
But isn't it interesting?
There's a bigger question, which is like, what does it matter that this is happening? Like, what do you guys think about it?
So it does matter. Not because the supply of legendaries is changed, because there should be the same number of legendaries printed.
Yeah.
However, having so many legendaries appear in 1 or 2 cases means that there will be a number of cases that have fewer legendaries in.
Will that be the case though, or do you think it's just someone's
knows?
Just like you say? Who knows? I think it's we don't actually know. So can we actually turn around and go, "Oh, that guy got them all"? I don't think there's a number, is there? It's just a print.
Until Carter Monday come out with a statement. So the printers in Belgium may or may not come out with a statement. Until there's anything confirmed, we're only talking about conjecture and rumor. I think the idea that it was a rainbow foil sheet of legendaries instead of commons makes sense. If that is the case, they're printed in proportion, right? So it would have been at the distribution of those packs, of those cards into packs, that things changed. So the supply of legendaries shouldn't be affected. The total number, shouldn't be affected, but the distribution would be affected.
All right.
I was more interested in the. Did you see the packs where it was half one card, half the other?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool. No, that was
those miscuts were cool.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's a great one, because 100% you email LSS, you get a new box every day of the week, right?
Yeah.
But you get to keep all the miscuts and sell them on to people that are interested. I think that's just like a win-win.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I saw a crimped Marvel Codex as well. That was quite cool.
I love crimp. I opened
a
few
crimped
cards once.
Yeah,
and they're kind of cool. I like them. I'm not really into miscuts, but like that kind of thing, it's like a nice little thing to have in collection. I'm not about the whole, like, you see people trying to sell the barcode cards.
Yeah.
I'm just like, sure.
Well, someone's
but,
trash is someone's treasure, as they say.
What do you guys think? Just while we're talking about the legendaries, like, what do you guys actually think about the legendaries in this set? Like,
I think that's a fair question.
I think they're kind of interesting. Like, I definitely feel like LSS has made a bit of an effort to tone down the
Compared to what?
importance of the legendaries compared to we always say this.
Compared to Tales of Aria.
Look at Tales of Aria,
where
they're very good.
Yeah.
We've got creepers.
I think it's actually fair to say Uprising. Because I think Uprising in my world is whole team, bigger team, fairer stuff.
Flamescale Furnace, pretty great card.
Yeah.
But Ghostly Visit, it's a tech card. It's a specific card.
Yeah, that's a really underpowered. Kind of fits into certain stuff.
Yeah, like I'm not saying.
Coronet Peak is often used.
Coronet Peak, it's used in one hero, and I think that's kind
very
of
successful
maybe
hero.
the direction they're going in is like one legendary that you're only really using in one.
Yeah, but that's as Daniel Correa said. Legendaries tend to just be like a ability mechanic enablers, right?
Yeah.
There's a mechanic. This enables that mechanic to be pushed a little bit further. So when you get legendaries attached to particular heroes, that's pushing the mechanic of how they want to work further. That is still the case with these. The Trench of the Sunken Treasure is a ranger one, but really mechanically that works so well with Riptide, and you would run it in Riptide. You just would, and if you want to play Riptide, pick it up. You will just see the benefits work out really well. Flick Knives does work really well with Assassin.
And I think it's really interesting the way they handled Ninja in Outsiders. There's no Ninja legendary.
Well, there is Flick Knives.
There's a Ninja Assassin one. There's no Ninja legendary.
Yes. No, they didn't give them their own one. Yeah,
but they put the Ninja Assassin legendary in a very competitive slot for Ninja. Because you got Breaking Scales, which we all know is fantastic, and we've got Shuko, which is really really good in Fi. And I kind of like the way they balanced Flick Knives as a card that it doesn't really fit into Fi. It's very unlikely you'd run it over Shuko. Shuko, you get so much value. It doesn't really fit into Katsu because Breaking Scales is so good. So it's kind of like, they've done a good thing there where they
thought about
you could definitely build a Ninja deck with Flick Knives as the enabler of some stuff. But it's not a must-buy card. And
unless you want to run Assassin.
I don't like how in this is one of the issues I have with Flesh and Blood is that every deck costs about £100 extra because you have to buy the one legendary, right? That costs like £100. And if they can bring the price of the legendary down to like £30 to £40, so that instead of the optimum deck costing £100 more, it costs £30 to £40 more, which is like half a box. That's pretty cool.
But they have. I will counter argument and say that is the case.
Yeah, it's happening. It's happening.
I'm not. You're not counter arguing.
No, I thought that's what you. I thought you're saying that the legendaries do cost £100, and I'm like, well, they don't.
Well, no,
it used to be. That used. To
it used to be. Sorry, I thought.
At the moment,
you couldn't pick up a mask for under 100.
It was. There were rough days. They were rough.
And now with White Border, it's bringing the prices down a little bit, but not a huge amount. These people don't like White Border. I actually think White Border, I recently been looking at some White Border cards. They're pretty clean. They're
tidy.
Nice. Yeah, they look good. Good for Blitz.
I think the legendary points are interesting, and I'm happy I opened Vambrace. I only got the Rainbow 4. Hamish got the Cold 4.
Yeah.
I think any generic legendary is going to be worth having.
100%. I don't care. I literally just looked at Vambrace and went, I don't care if I just don't use it. There's a reason. There's going to be points where it sort of comes up. It feels very much like a skull cap for the hands, if that makes sense. When you're like,
it could fit in a lot of decks, but it's a sort of a sideboard card, or
it's Oldhim tech. That's what I call it. It's Oldhim tech.
It also works on Ward, right? So it could potentially see some value in if Ward comes in a big way in Dust Till Dawn.
But I don't see why it couldn't, because you've got Sharia, who is a Ward ally. And
at the end of the day, generic legendaries, I just think they're good value for money because you can run it in every single deck, right? So why not? I'm seeing them going for £40. I get paid like tomorrow. I'll probably pick one up for £40 because I can't see it going too much.
Are you keeping your Cold 4, Hamish, or are you going to trade it in?
What, the Vambrace?
The Vambrace, yeah.
I keep it.
Let me know if you want to trade it for a rainbow, and we'll sort out.
Just trading on the podcast.
Okay. Well, I'm more than happy. Anyway, we'll sort that out later.
Anyway,
I'm not precious with the colorfulness, but
what I thought was an interesting discussion point, though, moving on from legendaries,
I wanted to talk about Majestics.
How do you feel about the drop in the rate of Majestics? So
yeah,
we've gone from 6 to 10, 6 to 8, down to again sort of the 4 to 6 Majestics range. Like I noticed opening the boxes that there was a much lower. It felt much lower. It felt much. To be fair, it felt much more special to open a Majestic.
Yeah. Can I start?
Yeah.
Go on. Sorry. What was your point?
No. I was just gonna say. However, like even after opening one case, I feel like I'm so short on Majestics. Like, I'm gonna need to buy singles.
This is a bit of a weird one. I don't know if I like it because it's a very difficult one to get right. I have less into I feel bad for anyone that bought cases. That's how I feel. I think the Majestic side of things made me feel quite bad for people that bought the cases. Now, when I brought cases for, I think Monarch, for some reason, I think the Monarch just got it. Just
you love Monarch.
No, but I just think the actual distributions of everything were just brilliant. You know, the Coldful stuff felt great. They felt in line. The Coldful Majestics felt in line. The drop rate of legendaries kind of felt in line. The amount of Majestics that you got in your set felt good as well, because if I brought a case worth of stuff, I wasn't going to get all the Majestics, but I only needed just a couple?
Yeah.
Just a couple. And that's fine, because I've got a couple of spares and stuff, and I can make the trades. Whereas I think I'd just buy a case of Outsiders now, and I get
maybe 20 Majestics.
Yeah, I haven't even got anything to trade with anyone, if that makes sense, because you kind of want to keep them all.
Yeah.
So I don't even have the means to do it, and then I've got to go back onto the singles market to really top up more money.
I think the benefit of buying a case is from I haven't sorted through mine. It's sat right here, and I've got my binders to get them all sorted. But
I didn't buy a case. I don't know what you.
With one case, you probably did get a playset of commons and a playset of rares, and then a few Majestics. Now, I'm not saying that makes up for the price of the case, and even though a lot of the UK sellers are doing really competitive pricing on a case of Outsiders, looking at the initial prices of Majestics and Legendaries over the weekend, unless you open very specific cards, i.e. Premeditate or Codex of Frailty, you probably didn't make back your money on the case, with Majestics and Legendaries included.
For single sellers,
For single sellers, they might struggle. However, I think, as we say so many times with events, costings, card costings, like I don't buy a case just to make my money back. Like I'm not a single seller. I want the experience of opening packs, and for the channel, we can record that and we can put it up. I enjoy the buzz of opening packs and the joy of seeing that L in the golden circle as you sort of move the card up. You know, it's going to be in the foil slot. It gets my heart racing. So that does provide me with an experience. But how do LSS balance a supply of Majestics that keep the game propped up with prices that work for collectors and sellers and everyone alike? What's the deal?
Sorry, Tripp.
I have a suggestion. So I have a patented Tripp solution to this problem.
Okay. Well, we're lucky to have you.
So listen up, everyone. So this is what we do, right? We get rid of cold foil generic cards. The cold foil generic common equipment. Just get rid of that completely, because nobody wants it. End of the day, you open a cold foil, I don't know, Seeker's hat. No one's happy about that. Just get rid of that completely and replace that slot with another Rainbow for Majestic slot. And that's it. That's all you should do. That would be my solution to the problem. It's a card that nobody wants, and everyone is infinitely disappointed when you see the little cold foil outline, and you're like, "Oh, getting a cold foil," and then it's a bloody common that you're literally never going to use. You're going to throw it away probably. Just replace that with another Rainbow Foil Majestic in the set. So up the Majestic count by 1. I think 8. I'm happy. I'm not happy. I would love 8 Majestics. If 8 is too many, that is fine. Just bring it down to an average of 7 a box. Get rid, and in exchange, get rid of the cold foil, common. Cold foil, common, class equipment that can stay in. That's still kind of cool. But get rid of all this draft chaff. Why have we got draft chaff in cold foil? Like these equipment pieces are literally for draft. Like there's niche situations where you might run one, but ultimately they are there for draft. Why are we blinging those cards out in cold foil? Just get rid of that. And
you know what is worth bringing out?
What?
That's what I would do.
Oh,
Shuriken is great.
that was a really cool surprise.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
there's too many cold foils these days. Like, why are there so many crazy? We had all of the dash items coming in cold foil. Don't get me wrong, for the 4 dash players in the UK, great, good for them, right? Like 90% of people are opening a cold foil yellow
Tripp is on
chamber of whatever of Steam and just being like, what the hell is this?
I just want to point out, everyone, that the views of Tripp are Tripp's opinions alone and not a Push the Point.
They are correct.
Push the Point does not hate dash players.
No, Push the Point does not hate dash players.
I believe them. And as me and Simon were saying, someone will probably mention this to me in an armory in about 3 weeks' time, and I'll be like, what the hell are you talking about? I never said.
Yeah, that's true. No, weirdly enough, I actually agree with you there, Tripp. I think the common equipment chaff in cold foil is kind of a kick in the nuts.
It just feels bad. Like, I've got one.
I thought Everfest's cold foil amulets and potions. I remember that used to get everyone really riled up and really annoyed. Yeah. And I actually think they're worth. I prefer that. Oh man, is that cold foil?
So that was my cold foil. One of my boxes was Fleetfoot sandals and cold foil. Like, maybe this will be meta one day, but I just, like you say, yeah. I got 2 of those.
Seeker's Hood.
I got a 2 cold foil box, so it wasn't. It's just, it feels bad. Like, it's not a fun experience to open that in
Mask of Melissa's Manifestation.
Vambrace of Determination.
That is a good thing to watch. Don't spoil it for the video. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Simon already said, but no, I hear you, Tripp. I think, like, at least the cold foil ninja stuff, the cold foil dash stuff, the cold foil amulets and Everfest and stuff. Well, I think we even got cold foil Emperor, like, in Dynasty, the royal items that you got came in cold foil. I didn't mind that. Yeah, I did, because I've got one of the, you got the horn, you got
Warhorn, yeah,
and then the other 2 ones
the
that
Ledger
no one plays.
And the Edict.
Yeah, cold foil Majestic stuff.
Them
like
coming in cold foil is like,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I actually went, right, yeah. Bit of a weird one
as well.
Yeah, I like that. Just cold, but yeah, you're right. Cold foil equipment. Although I will say, cold foil no room boots and cold foil Iron. Happy with them for some reason. Really, do not mind that for some reason.
I think it's a judgment call, right? Like, I think what I'm trying to say is essentially, cold foil is the creme de la creme of a fab card, right? It's the crowning jewel. It's the thing people talk about in Flesh and Blood as being like, wow, those cards are really, really cool. You don't throw your best thing at every single card in the set, because then it stops being special.
Yeah.
If only a small number of cards get this cold foil treatment, it feels really special when you're like, oh, it's so cool that Shuriken, like, when the fact that Shuriken comes in cold foil, you're like, oh, that is so cool that that card comes in cold foil. And it's just
I do agree, and I think it is a bit of a kick in the nuts when you open one of these cold foil. However, if you look back at WTR, Arcane Rising, like those commons, the breaking scales, the refraction bolters, the Goliath gauntlet, the heart and cross strap, they are all usable cards, and they all came in cold foil. Like, I don't think it's the fact that they're common. I think it's the fact that they are changing mechanics that aren't used regularly. And if you have some of these in 5 years' time, maybe they'll be worth $300 each, like the cold foil commons from WTR are, or a couple of $100 each, like Arcane Rising.
Well, you got to put in perspective that Welcome to Wraith's cards were actually useful. Generally,
that's what I'm saying. the
quite
mechanics of
good.
those cards were good, and as Tripp said, it's a judgment call on whether those cards are limited chaff to help that set specifically, or whether actually they're going to have wider implications. So, for example, Spellfray has a potential.
Spellfray and Cold Foil.
So it has a potential to be really good, and there will be people using that in certain situations. The Seeker stuff, pay one, opt one.
I think they've actually got
one.
I think they've actually got
has
something.
potential.
I think it has something.
That has potential. But as you say, Hamish, it's later on. It's for stuff down the road.
But can we get back onto the Majestic bit and just end it on?
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
The Majestic stuff. I don't know what are you guys opened a case? I didn't, right? And I feel like I got my 2 boxes to just get a bit of a there's loads of bulk, right? Just to kind of get your foot through the door for the generics and whatever, even if you're not collecting the stuff. And I think that's fine.
We're gonna be drafting a lot of this set. I feel like.
And
I'm looking forward to limited play in this set.
Yeah, no, I agree. But you brought a case. You got, and how well are you doing on the Majestic front? Because I felt like in Monarchs we were pretty much like, oh yeah, no, I'm sorted, right? 1 or 2, 1 or 2.
I consistently averaged 5 Majestics, potentially 6, and 1 rainbow foil per box.
Okay, and what about the generics? The real the generic.
Okay, I'll tell you. I have 1 premeditate.
Okay.
I have 1 Codex of Frailty.
Oh, the generics.
And I have 2 of the other codexes each.
What about the give and takes? Have you got any of them?
I've got 2 give and takes.
Did you? You see, that's what I'll be after. I'm like,
yeah, I got 2 give and takes. I got 2 amnesias and 1 premeditate. I didn't get any down and dirty.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other generic one?
Oh, the one that defense reaction. You can't play defense
Burdens of the Past.
Yeah. What about you?
So I didn't get any of those.
So I just wanted to say I ended up with 28 Majestics, which is actually 7 per box.
From
so
5 boxes or from
from my case. From my case. I did count. So I ended up with 7 average per box. I had one with 8, 1 with 6, and 2 with 7. I got a lot of stuff that I needed because I specifically only wanted the ninja cards, and I got really lucky. I opened mainly ninja, mainly generic. I don't remember exactly what I got. I did get 2 premeditate. I did get 2 burdens of the past. One rainbow foil, 1 non-foil for both of those.
Nice.
But I think the way I do it, I'm very privileged. I have a good job. I earn a fair amount of money. What I do is I buy a case, and whatever I don't get, I just buy those in singles. Sometimes that means I save a load of money. Sometimes that means I open, the only legendary I wanted to buy, two legendaries I want to buy was a Flick Knives and a Vambrace. Sometimes I open the Vambrace and the Flick Knives. Sometimes I open both, and then I save a bunch of money on buying singles, and sometimes I don't. That's just the way I approach the game.
Yeah.
It means that I can enjoy opening packs, and then I'll just go to a single store, go to Card Market, and I'll just add whatever I'm missing that I require. For me, Hamish, again, it was the down and dirties, the give and takes, the generic good stuff that I want. I don't need 3 premeditate. I'm not going to play as Alien.
Yeah.
I don't need the Ranger Majestics. I don't need the Assassin Majestics because I'm probably not.
No, I agree.
And it works for me. And I think whatever works for you, like
But I feel like a case should give you, like, I felt like a case would have gave you a bit more for the amount of money you're throwing in.
Well, it's a gamble. It's a gamble.
No, I know it's it's a gamble. The gamble is you don't know what Majestics you're going to get, but you're going to get enough to then just have to. You got to fill the gaps, but you don't have to. But this one feels like
it's always a gamble because I could have opened I could have opened all Ranger Majestic. Like I did this in Monarch. I opened all of the Illusionist Majestics.
Yeah.
I remember in halfway through a pro quest being like, I can actually play Prism because I have everything, and I just by accident, and I had to buy all of the chains.
I suppose really
like Uprising, where I've just opened literally everything I need.
It depends which classes you're playing. Right?
Yeah, I think that's ultimately what you've just nailed it there.
If you've opened 28 Majestics in a case, you're going to have some that you can trade for the ones you want, and if
that's true,
you have to make that decision.
I think you have to sack a class off, don't you?
Or do I just want to collect a certain class?
Yeah, I do. I think it's madness. Like it is genuinely try and collect every said, you've either got a lot of money, you've got I don't know what you've got, but like you've got at some point you got to decide. Like I've decided I'm playing Ninja, playing Runeblade, and I could probably throw Guardian together because they haven't printed any new Guardian cards in ages, and I just bought them all randomly one day. So like I think you just have to make that decision at that point. As soon as you do that, the new set coming around is no longer a daunting task where you're going to drop £1,000, £2,000. It's crazy money on getting all the cards. You just get the cards you need and move on.
Can
Hamish,
I just
you do it
say
really well because you know what you want to play.
Oh yeah, 100%. I brought one box now, and that's because I do my one rule of buy one box at Mana Screw. I was very lucky to have another one from Living Rounds, but if Living Rounds didn't give me one, I'd just have one box. And I think you're right. The answer is, do you have an interest of the class or the actual hero in the set? Do you want to get the hero in the set, or have you already invested in that class? If the answer is yes, then yeah, buy a case. Go nuts. You'll get loads of cards to trade to fill up the slots, just like I did for Monarch and so on. Now, I'm telling you now, Dusk Till Dawn, I am buying a case of that. There's no way that I'm not.
You've said this before, and we reserve the right to change our minds, right? If you see that Dusk Till Dawn is not what you thought it was going to be,
it will be. I have no proof, but I've got a huge collection of Monarch and a vested interest of playing Bolton, which is a light hero, and I've got Chain and Levia cards. And we've got an expansion for Light and Shadow. For me, that is the time where I'm like, God, I don't see a card being wasted until the spoiler season comes out, of course. But you know,
yeah.
And there's the other thing you can do, which is to be patient. Like, all these Azalea players, they've been waiting years and years. They've been buying the Azalea cards. They've been dedicated to this hero. They might have toyed a bit with Lexi over the years just to win a couple of games, for God's sake. But now it's come round, and now they don't need to spend £500 picking up the hot meta deck because they basically have it already. So,
well, I don't know. Codex of Frailty isn't cheap.
So let's
just touch on that.
But hopefully they bought it before it went up to like 30, 40 quid.
Let's touch on that.
£40.
The reason it is so expensive now is because between Codex and Frailty and Premeditate, they are the cards that make Azalea relevant. Right?
A Ranger.
Ranger,
relevant.
But more specifically Azalea, because let's be honest, Lexi has been relevant.
Premeditate is
it's
broken
crazy
as fuck in Riptide.
And it's just crazy in Ranger
and Lexi.
However,
the
people that wanted those cards have gone out and bought them. The reason they are $50 on Card Market is because all the Ranger players who have been waiting so long to make Ranger good have gone out and bought those cards because they know they need them.
I swear the second-hand market is fleecing these Ranger players because New Horizons, £200. This Majestic,
in a couple of months,
£40. I'm like, I don't remember any Runeblade card. No, I know, but I don't remember any Runeblade card going to the nutty levels of that.
Do you not remember when Creepers was crazy?
At one point.
Creepers
got to 150.
Grasp, Creepers, and Husk have all been crazy money.
We're not 200 quid.
Not 200. 200 was mad when I saw New Horizons go to
£200.
That is actually
150.
That's silly money for a hero that's not.
As a Runeblade player,
it's good.
I'm like,
we know it's doing well. It did well at a tournament, but it's crazy.
It can't be as good as Findale. Also, nothing should beat Findale Spring Tunic. Nothing. No legendary should be more than that.
Only used in Lexi. Like Azalea's not using New Horizon.
No, I know.
No, exactly. That's the funny thing.
Well, yeah, Scott, you need to get the
cross wraps are up at nearly 100 now, though.
Yeah, I've still got two. So
I've got one as well. I'm waiting.
People were buying them at Worlds for $35-40 each.
Yeah, I know, and it's essential for Azalea.
They dropped down to 15 quid. I remember it specifically on the Discord. £15. £15 for it.
Did you buy it?
No, I didn't. I had two.
Why didn't you buy another one? That's cheaper. That's cheaper than Premeditate.
Yeah.
Well, I've got my Rainbow for Premeditate. That's going to pay for it.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
It's a nice looking card. And the other thing about Premeditate, why is it so expensive? It's a lovely look. It's a lovely looking card. It's got great art.
No, I think that card's
on it.
I saw Premeditate for £35 on the single market. What was it? The one that you told me you nudged towards me, Tripp.
The Thistle one.
Thistle Tavern.
Yeah, shout out to those guys because they're new on the scene. They're called Thistle Tavern. I bought pretty much all my singles from there, and they were kind enough to change the delivery address because I accidentally put my parents' delivery address. So shout out to them for quickly
I've bought from them as well. Actually, I've bought from them. The premeditate is £35, so I am not touching that with the barge pole.
Yes,
but everything else within the £3 to £5 and give and take being a 10. I thought give and take as the 10 as a like. I think that's fair.
Oh, I'm glad I got two of those.
I picked up my playset of give and take from Thistle Tavern. I know they're.
I know. I wanted it. I wanted 3.
That card is going to be absolutely nuts in Briar.
We just used it's going to be great in Ira as well. I was thinking about.
Yeah, and if when we get to the local events as well, there'll be Silver Palms as well.
Yes,
they'll be they're a very, 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 very good single store.
We have a quick 1 minute new Ira tech.
Oh no! So, I wanted to talk about Azalea, not Ira.
Late game Ira now. Kadachi, give and take for 4, which they have to block, otherwise they die because they're on low health or something.
All right,
Kadachi off a blue, and then you just fetch back the second give and take that's in your deck, and you can just cycle Kadachi, give and take Kadachi, Kadachi, give and take Kadachi over and over and over again in the late game.
Well, that's
so good.
There you go.
It's actually a lock. It's actually a lock.
Stop making the prices go up even more. So, Azalea, can we just sort of get to the last points?
It's drone of brutality all over again. Okay, that was the Ira. That was the Ira minute. Back to
is that a bit? I know. I tell you what. Next episode.
Ira minute.
Next episode, can we do what's hot, what's not?
Yes, we should do a what's hot, what's not.
Next episode.
Yes, I was going to say let's do it now, but I realized we're 56 minutes into the podcast.
Unless we're super quick, I don't believe we will.
Let's save it for next. Let's play a few games ourselves. Let's get out into the scene, and then we'll do
Azalea final. Wow.
Let's finish up with the big tournament.
Well done to
the Realm Brawl, the Realm Games Brawl in Chicago.
Yeah, well done to Brody Spurlock for winning against Levi Roach.
Yeah, big Azalea
massive
cult players. Very good players in their own right, and have been repping Azalea for quite. Levi especially has been repping Azalea for quite some time.
I will say though, Brody, bro, I could have fell asleep. You took a long time. He took 10 minutes. And to be fair, if he lost and he took 10 minutes, I would have been like, oh, come on. But he took 10 minutes for one interaction, and I was thinking and everyone was screaming on the chat, blind Azalea, blind Azalea, blind Azalea. Everyone's just going, there's nothing you can do. He's got premeditate in the arsenal. There is one card in his hand that he has no way to flip the card up. What can you do? What can you do? The guy's on 1 health. But if you get it, you know, and it took him 10 minutes. And then you know what he did? He played the premeditate, and everyone went, what the fuck are you doing? Right? And then he popped his bullseye braces. I'm like, right? And he played a Shire, the Spire.
Sniping.
And everyone went
10 minutes to do that.
It did take him 10 minutes to do that. Yeah, it took a long time. I assume
he had a cheap resource or something, right?
No.
I know, because it's the Spire. Look at the top 2 cards.
So he needs a 0-cost arrow as well.
It took him 10 minutes to realize that the Bolton shot was on top of his deck the whole time.
Is that what he was trying to remember? So
he wasn't trying to remember
through his pitch stack.
No, he picked up his deck. No, it was. I will say, despite the fact it took 10 minutes, it was still too long. But he picked up his deck. He picked up his graveyard 6 times, and he picked up his opponent's graveyard like 4 times. And everyone was like, it was criminally quite long.
To be fair,
it was going to win.
There's a lot of money on the line.
I know. But I think it was also, as well as this, the last one in the semi-finals. That game went on for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And he also went and did a bathroom break. And everyone was like, oh my God. And it was really funny because the other semi-final game with Azuri versus Azalea, that game was quicker than the bathroom break. That was the comparison. But regardless, Brody Spurlock,
use the time.
Right? I was hoping Levi would win for how long you took, and then when you played the move out, I was like, "Wow!" Just jumped. I literally was just like, "Oh, that bro!" I didn't realize he played it. He didn't lose a game. Anyway, Azalea, top tables, winning it all. about time. I'd say about time. I have a point I want to make. Everyone is probably saying, "Ha ha! The Oldhams and the Icelanders, the Ice Age is over." Just want to carefully remind everyone, and it happens in every single goddamn set that ever comes out. The best thing to play is the new proactive hero. Azalea is a proactive hero. She's dropping in big push cards with arrows with at least 2 on-hit effects. The control decks are just trying to work out who is the proactive heroes to tackle. And then they can sit back and go, cool, who do I actually need to worry about? Azalea and Lexi and stuff. Cool, what sort of defensive cards are actually generally pretty good against them? I will put them in. Do you know what I mean? Because how do you know what to control in a meta? You know what I mean? How do you know what to control?
It's a new hero, and people aren't necessarily testing up against it as much as they have been, because they've just not tested against Azalea much in the past because they've never needed to.
Yeah.
I do think Azalea is good. I think if you keep pushing a hero, and I know we joke that Azalea was bad, but they have always been pushing her with cards from Tales and other cards from the supplementary sets.
I don't know if Azalea got pushed in Tales. I mean, that was just complete Lexi.
Seek and Destroy.
I mean,
no, Seek and Destroy was in Everfest.
Was Bolt and Shot was
right.
Tales, or was it Everfest?
Bolt and Shot was in Tales.
Bolt and Shot and
Overpower. That's a pretty big enabler for.
Oh no, yeah, Bolt and Shot was pretty huge actually. I'll talk shit.
And Seek and Destroy was in Tales.
No, Seek and Destroy was in Everfest.
Okay.
No, I think it was the only Majestic Ranger card in Tales.
No, I swear Everfest was where they brought out Seek and Destroy.
Simon, get FabDB up.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Get up.
I'd love it.
Let's settle this like men.
Well,
Simon can adjudicate.
I tell you what, I'm so confident.
Destroy.
Chocolate bar bet Tripp.
Hamish is
Seek and Destroy. Elemental 215.
Oh fuck.
Tales.
Yeah.
Tripp, I think you'll find I said it was in Tales before you said it was in
Lion
Tales.
bar, please.
Yeah.
You try and find me a lion bar.
All right, okay.
I'm want to find you can.
I was too easy to accept Hamish's.
I knew I was right. That's why I was taunting him.
Well, I thought I was right, and then you said it, and you were like, and
I was
like,
sure.
Okay, maybe I've got it.
I was sure.
Opening it at a sealed, being like, I remember going through and being like, "There's Bolt and Shot was the rare ranger, non-elemental ranger, and Seek and Destroy was the majestic non-elemental.
And Overpower was a common.
Oh, what was the Overpower? What was the common side?
Overpower. Was it Overpower?
Yeah, the one where he's pulling the bow really hard. There you go.
We need to find some trivia.
Not Overpower.
To end on.
What was it
Let's wrap it up there, guys, because it's been a good podcast. We've covered a lot of topics. And on what Hamish was saying, we should come up with some ideas for maybe some kind of fab pub quiz, maybe. Who knows?
No, I am pinching it. Quiz. We are pinching it from Mark, the man who made the draft fab. He gave us he put it on our Discord, a little fun trivia, and I will leave this with everyone who, bless your heart if you actually got this far. Well, welcome to Wraith Alpha. You all know the pink strip cards, but one card was never a pink strip. What card was that?
One card isn't a pink strip.
Yeah, one out of all of them were pink strips.
Never, I don't think.
No, all of them were a pink strip, bar one card.
Interesting.
There you go. Have a look.
Yeah. One card comes in red, not pink.
Sorry, that's what it meant. So, yeah, one card comes in red.
This is why you can't do pub quizzes, because people will come for you when they're like, actually, Hamish, it did come in that colour in this.
Yeah, do you know who that person is? Tripp. Anyways, that would have been
that's why I win.
That's right.
That's how I get my lion bars, baby.
Listeners, if you've got this far, go and check out our Patreon.
Thank bless you if you got this
go
far.
And check out our Patreon. You get a 5% Living Realms discount on all their website products. Comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Give us a sub. If you're not subscribed, we'd really appreciate a sub.
We have a ton of content lined up.
So much coming this week.
I've got too much editing.
You've seen it all by now because it's Friday, but we've probably had 4 other videos this week. So do check them out. We'd love you to watch those. So
thanks very much, and we'll see you soon.
See you later.
Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.